Hello. This segment of Oldie Outdoor, I'm going to talk about a little bit about planting. To have a successful, thriving plant, you have to realize that all these plants have been growing in a pot for a very long time, and so then they get root bound, and so the roots just circle around, they become very dense, and they almost form a pot. And what you need to do is before you plant, you take a sharp knife and you cut it. So we're just going to cut it the lengthways down, and to stop those roots from continuing to just circle around, because even after you plant it, those roots are kind of trained to go in a circle, and you have to break that habit. And you break it by cutting the roots. Again, I just go up and down about every inch or so, and I just really, you don't need to be nice. You just need to break those roots, especially when they're really root bound, to make sure they continue to go in a circle. I'm doing this a couple times through here. You can kind of use your fingers to kind of break it up a little bit. And you really, the more you can do it, the better the plant will be, because it just needs to breathe. It's been tight and constricted, and now you want to open it up, and you want those roots to grow out instead of continuing in a circle, because a year from now, if I left this like this, it'd probably still be in a ball. And you want it to get the roots out and get the surrounding nutrients, so that way it can be well established, and when you have times of heat and drought, that the plant will thrive. So then once I do that, I put in the hole. I want to make sure that it is even with the ground, or even slightly. This is a berm, and so I'm okay having it level with the ground. If it was in a flat area, I'd want to raise it and kind of berm around it a little bit. But in this scenario, it's pretty flat. Actually, maybe a little extra soil in there. And again, we want to be careful handling these plants, that we don't break any of the main support structure. So I got that in there, and I'm going to backfill it, loosen up the soil, make sure that it is filling in all the way around it, and I'll even go and tuck it in too. So I'll continue, and then I'll use, once I kind of get it all the way around, then I'll kind of use my fingers and kind of help fill in those gaps, because you don't want air pockets. Because once you go ahead and water it, then all of a sudden that soil will sink. So you want to make sure that it is all nice and filled in level all the way around the plant. You don't want any of the leaves to be buried, especially if they're green leaves that are producing photosynthesis. They don't do any good underground. It's like burying a solar panel. It doesn't do any good unless it sees sunlight. So we're putting it down, continuing all the way around the plant. And then one nice thing we like to do in rock areas is we like to add some mulch. So I got some mulch right here. So I'm going to add a little bit of mulch around the plant. And so that way, instead of being completely surrounded by rock, it has a little bit of breathing room, so it doesn't have hot rocks right next to the plant. It'll make it easier to absorb soil, so you don't have weed fabric right next to the ball. It gives a little airspace for that water to come in there. And so we put that mulch, because this plant's going to expand, it's going to grow, it's going to get wider, and you want to give it some breathing room. And once you do that, now we just need to water it in, and this plant is good to go. Thanks again. Please subscribe, and see you next time.